TikTok, the app everyone loves to hate, and the home of word chewing, face dances, pool breach, and whatever the this was. It's the app boomers and millennials blame for all the problems in the world and for their own shortcomings. But do they have a point? What if this app really does amplify reckless and possibly dangerous behavior and exacerbate pre-existing mental health conditions, all in the quest for 5 minutes of fame and the chance to go viral? What if this app enables people with an addictive disposition to escalate attention-seeking behaviors as they chase the dopamine rush of likes and views, all while battling the inevitable hammer of diminishing returns? It's an interesting debate, and today's true crime story takes a look at one specific individual whose mental decline was well documented on TikTok for all to see. But like watching a car crash unfold in slow motion, nothing was done to stop the tragedy. Just a quick one before we start, this is a brand new channel, so if you could tickle that like and subscribe button, it would really help me out, guys. But without further ado, let's get into today's story. Terrion Thomas, a 20-year-old from Louisiana, had amassed a huge following of over 4 million followers on TikTok. Now, I don't want to sound bitter or jealous. Alright, I'm a little bit jealous. But when researching this case, I obviously had to go back through his TikTok and I looked at the kind of content he was posting, and it is low effort shit. Now, I know, at the time of filming, I have 11 subs, but that's only 3,399,989 less, which isn't insurmountable. But going back, his content really is low effort. It's all POV stuff. For example, it'll be like, POV, you wake up in the morning, and it'll be a video of him waking up in the morning, or POV, you go down to your fridge to get some milk, and it's just a video of him going down to his fridge to get some milk. And that's the gimmick, and people absolutely lap it up, and I just really don't get it. Known better as Mr. Prada 456, Terrion's often outgoing and flamboyant personality lent itself well to the popular app, and posts on his page would soar into the millions of views. But behind the comedic and relatable videos, which many people claim are straight up stolen from other creators, lay a clearly troubled young man. He didn't even come up with his own ideas. I'm in the wrong job, mate. Mr. Prada had been making TikTok videos since at least 2022, and his rise on the app was swift. But at the end of 2023, just as his TikTok was really taking off, he disappeared. And like the dirty, salacious gossip goblins we are, the rumour mill and speculation ran rife. Fans were left to speculate what had happened, with Mr. Prada's 2023 YouTube video titled, "Woke up depressed, at least I'm skinny though." Me too, man. Me too. Containing the most clues. In the video, Mr. Prada candidly discusses his struggle with mental health and issues with his past relationships. It provided a glimpse into his private life, which suggested that maybe Mr. Prada had simply taken a break for his own mental well-being. However, it wouldn't be long before he returned, and in 2024, Mr. Prada came back to TikTok. But it was only a matter of time before the cracks began to show. It is all downhill from here. In a now notorious video, which fans suggest was the start of his downward spiral, Mr. Prada unevenly shaved his hair and eyebrows off. His videos began to get more chaotic and disturbing as time passed. "Life is a prison. Get me the fuck out," he said in one video.
"Life is a prison. Get me the fuck out." Like, I just woke up yesterday. I woke up yesterday. I looked at the ceiling. I said, "Ah!"
When you've gone a little too long without getting in trouble and you feel a canon event approaching, he said in another clip posted in April. Now, in isolation, probably not that weird, but we all remember Britney Spears' infamous meltdown in 2007, don't we, where she randomly decided to shave her hair off and just had a complete mental breakdown. Now, I'm not saying shaving your head is a red flag. I mean, cancer patients do it all the time and, well, they're mostly okay. But when taken into consideration alongside his failing mental health, it is perhaps a warning sign. It's around this time that Mr. Prada posts another video in which he discusses his bipolar diagnosis, confirming his mental health struggles to his audience.
"I got bipolar. I'm bipolar. Yeah, y'all never seen anybody that's bipolar before? See, I was trying to hide it, but it just slipped out.
Now, I find the fact he shared this information with his audience both brave and commendable, but I can't help but wonder, was it really necessary? Now, he says he was trying to hide it, but obviously the pressure of keeping it a secret got to him and he felt he had to disclose this health diagnosis, which I think is a good example of social media stripping away the privacy of young people. And I can't help but feel sorry for them, you know? His fans are split. Many of them are happy that Mr. Prada has returned to social media, but are also worried for his welfare, with one YouTuber, Cam, posting a video titled "This TikToker is having a mental health crisis," where he discusses the concerns surrounding the sudden personality change and potential mental health implications and the pressures of social media. Although there were clear red flags and warning signs, very few people could have foreseen what would happen next. And sadly now we reach the inflection point of no return. On Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, Mr. Prada was arrested in Dallas in connection with the murder of therapist William Nicholas Abraham. On Thursday, 3rd of October, Mr. Prada was formally charged with second-degree murder and obstruction of justice. Mr. Prada was seen driving the therapist's stolen vehicle as he fled on foot from authorities during a traffic stop where he backed into a police vehicle. He was later captured on a nearby store surveillance camera and finally taken into custody on Tuesday. William Nicholas Abraham, 69, was formerly a Catholic priest before becoming a therapist and cable television personality in Baton Rouge. According to his website, he also doubled as a life coach, motivational speaker, recording artist, author, teacher, and trailblazer. But legal documents suggest he may have also harbored a darker side. East Baton Rouge Parish court records show he was previously arrested in 2015 for allegedly inappropriately touching an 11-year-old boy during a therapy session. Catholic priest, try not to fondle a child challenge. Impossible. What is it with Catholic priests? It's like they get their robes and they get their silly hat and suddenly they're just like, "Hey yo, where the children at?" Now I should add, he was never actually convicted of a crime and these remain just allegations. I do not want to get sued. William Nicholas Abraham's body was found wrapped in a tarp on the side of Highway 51. According to the sheriff, it was a very physical and very violent attack. He was bludgeoned in the head, shoulders and neck. There was a lot of bruising. He went on to say there were no weapons found at the side of the highway where the body was found, and a search of the victim's home also found no indications that a crime had been committed there. So with Mr. Prada as the prime suspect, the trail led right back to his front door. Now I should add again, these are just allegations. Mr. Prada has not been found guilty of any crime so far, but the evidence that has already been made available to the public, it's already pretty overwhelming. An affidavit for a search warrant states that it found blood, sharp objects and other weapons in Mr. Prada's home, and that the victim was also captured on surveillance footage entering Thomas's apartment complex the day before his body was found. On top of this, witnesses also saw Mr. Prada dragging a tarp down the stairs and loading it into the victim's car. Which leads me to my closing thoughts. This whole thing was a tragedy that we all watched unfold on social media before our very eyes. I can't relate to Mr. Prada. I do not have 4 million subs. I can't imagine the dopamine rush of posting a video and it having millions of likes and views. I can't imagine having to chase that dopamine rush, and I also can't imagine the pressure of having to maintain that momentum. But I do think we as people should be doing more to safeguard people who are clearly vulnerable and struggling on social media. Don't get me wrong, there are hundreds of people out there who were worried for Mr. Prada's welfare and voiced their concerns, and you guys are awesome, you guys are great, just looking out for your fellow human being, you know? And I know at the end of the day, it is Mr. Prada and Mr. Prada alone who must take responsibility for his horrific actions and the crime he committed, regardless of how shady that individual may have been, allegedly. But I feel we should just be doing doing better, not only to support each other, but to hold these social media apps accountable for allowing vulnerable people to just willfully self-destruct on their platforms. My final note, if you are struggling, please, please, please reach out to somebody. Anybody. You are not alone. I promise you that. You are not alone, and things can and will get better. I'll leave some links to resources down in the description that you can follow if you feel like you need help. But in the meantime, guys, that brings us to the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed rocking with me today. Please look after each other and please take care of yourselves. In the meantime, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.